Hi guys, welcome down to Quest Golf Studio here with Rick Shiels, testing the new Ben Hogan Fort Worth 15 high iron. Hi. So this is the new long iron alternative that Ben Hogan have brought out. They've brought out the cavity iron, which is the Ben Hogan PTX. If you've not seen a review of that, go and check it out. It's already on my channel. They've had the blades out for about a year now. If you've not seen the review of that, again, I did that last year. And they're the clubs I've been using in my set. A couple of unique factors with the Ben Hogan irons is they deal with everything in lofts. So I think you can get every loft from like 20 degree down to 62, literally every single loft. It's a shame you can't carry that many lofts, but you need to come up with the right conclusion yourselves. And then they've brought out, like I said, the bladed, and then this iron, which is a long iron replacement, a big kind of, it's wrong to call it a cavity. It's like a big pumped up blade. It doesn't look that cavity. It kind of looks quite bladed still in its design, quite sleek, but just got extra padding along the bottom. I've got this in the 4 and the 5 iron, which I see as 22 degree for my 4 and 26 degree for the 5. I'm going to test it up against the PTX and the blade to see what the differences are. Let's go with, I'm actually going to hit 5 iron first. I just need to keep checking which one's which because they all look the same from above. Don't look much different at all. So 26 degree, the Fort Worth 15 high section of it is what I believe is going to equate to the height. They strip the weight down, apparently this goes much higher, launches higher and stays higher. 5 iron. I normally hit this 190 carry. I've got the sim set up at 200 yards, so landing at the front edge and see how it performs. I like the look of it behind the actual club, behind the ball, because it still has resemblances to my blade. It's just bigger. So it still has the same neck design, still has the same, what feels like same blade length even. Let me just grab my 5 next to it. Where's my actual 5? Let me grab my 5 next to it. Oh no, that's a lie. The Fort Worth 15 high is a longer blade, and actually when I put it down next to my blade, it is different. It is different. I think on its own, it doesn't look that different because I'm used to the look of the head, but when you compare it back to the blade, there's a difference. Right, let's give this a hit. I've just got this in standard X100 shaft, same length, standard lie. Okay, there's your height. That is high. For me, that is incredibly high. Land soft. Yeah, that's gonna have its advantages for landing soft. That's nice. That carried at 190, 200 actually. Carried at 200, a little bit longer than I expected. Peak height of that was 41. So remember that, because I'm going to compare it against the PTX and the blade, the Fort Worth 15. Felt lovely, very soft feel of head still. Oh, that's a good hit. Don't go too long, because that felt big. Oh, bugger. I just knew as soon as I hit that, it just felt too good not to go 20 yards long. Which is, I don't want to happen, but in my opinion, I think this will go longer than the bladed version just because there's more meat behind the head. You know, there's simply more meat behind the head. That still peak height at 38 yards in the air that time. I'm telling you that number because I think that's going to change as I go into the PTX and the blade. One more with this. Nice. Very nice indeed. Land soft. Now I'm slightly more, sorry, there's a plane going over. I'm slightly more interested in this club because this could be a legitimate swap in clubs that I use. You know, I could legitimately swap my bladed iron into one of those. Not as high that time. So those 3, peak height was 41. Which 5 iron I'm after now, the PTX. Peak height was 41, lowest was 34. So there's a little bit of difference between those two then. So now I'm going to move into the 26 degree iron in the PTX. See if there's much difference in height. This is just the quite simple, the cavity version, just the normal cavity version. Looks slightly more similar to the Fort Worth 15 from above, but completely different from behind. This is a very different design from behind the head. Let's go one of these. That's a bad shot. That's a bad leaky golf shot. It's done all right considering it was a weak shot. Still got decent distance out of it, but it was weak. I'm more looking at the height. Now that height will go higher because it was a little bit high and right. Let's go another one. I don't feel that was a good kind of comparison between the two there. I'll go one more. I'm just waiting for all the numbers to pass. Okay, we're good. Okay, that's a more similar comparison. That's a lovely golf shot, actually. Don't go too long. Stop going long. Yeah, I think these go longer than my blades, if I'm honest. I think these go longer than my blade. Right, let me grab my 5 blade, 26 degree, Fort Worth, just 15, not the high version. That then, peak height was 36, okay? So, Fort Worth 15 was around maybe 39, 40. There was one low one, that was 38, roughly. Let's see what the Fort Worth 15 does, whether there's much difference in height. Those two appear higher than what I would normally hit this iron, let's say. Let's see if that's actually correct. Yeah, look, those two definitely looked higher. And see how I'm getting my distance control slightly on point better there? Only because I'm used to this size of head. Let's see if it's under 38 yards up in the air peak height. Yes. 33, and that was for me that was a typical golf shot. It was a typical 5-iron golf shot, and it was much lower than the PTX and the Fort Worth 15 high. Where am I going now? I'm going to go 4-iron. Let's go the other way this time. So I'm going to go 4-iron blade first. My 4-iron is typically in 22 degree. I'm doing it this way round, only because if I know I do it the other way, this blade's going to seem very short, very, very small and slim, compared to if I go the other way. So I'm going to go blade first. Stick with what I know. So, I need to move this flag back. So I probably need to move this to about 230, landing it at around 216, 220, in around that mark. Oh, right, that's going to be interesting. That was a very toey, not well hit golf shot. Yeah, I've lost maybe 10 yards on the carry. It's done okay for performance, but that didn't feel nice. That didn't feel nice. That was the blade. I'm only going to go one. Let's just go one with each of these ones now. Right, moving into the cavity 22 degree. It's getting messy with all these clubs. 22 degree cavity PTX. Let's see what that does. So already I've just gone a little bit bigger in size with the cavity, grew that a little bit taller in confidence. Oh, that felt good. That felt good. Don't go long. Yeah, that felt lovely, honestly. Flush. I think just these extra long, the cavity. So I'm going to go 22 degree in Fort Worth 15 high now. Sorry, what I was saying there is that the extra bit of cavity may just psychologically give you that advantage over looking behind the ball. This for me, only because I know now it's the Fort Worth 15, it feels like it's going to go launching higher. Let's see if it does. That was nice. A little bit taily off to the right. A little bit taily. Still performed on distance, and if I was hitting into a green that was 230 away, I wouldn't be sniffing my nose up at that. I think the PTX and the Fort Worth 15 long irons will go longer than my blade, just quite simply because there's a little bit more meat behind the head, is my thought process. I'll do more in-depth head-to-heads with these because I want to see what may be going into my bag, maybe what swaps around. What I like about them is they feel identical to my blades. So I don't feel, oh wow. I don't feel like it would take long to get used to the feeling. I probably just need to gauge my longer iron distances. You know what, not much difference in distance. I maybe think, I'm normally 220 carrying my 4 and that carried at 222. So there might not be as much difference as predicted. Very interesting longer irons there, because the design of them still looks blady, yet they've just been pumped full of steroids. PTX don't like the back of it. I like the performance and the feel of it. I look behind the ball. When I go back to my blades though, they look smaller now. So more testing to come, because you might have even seen in some of the close-ups, they've actually placed on the hosel, #Quest for the Open, they've actually engraved it in the hosel, which was a bit crafty. There's no guarantee that I will use any of these golf clubs in my set. You know, I'm not obliged to, but if they're performance enhancing better and feel the same, then it only makes sense. Guys, thanks for watching. Hopefully you've enjoyed the video of the PTX. If you've not seen them, go and check them out on the Fort Worth 15 highs. If you've never seen the Fort Worth 15 review that I did in Orlando a year ago, there's a link up in the corner here as well. Guys, thanks for watching. Lots more to come. I've got the hybrids as well. I think that's all they've brought out though. I don't think there's much else. The wedges, but I don't really use the wedges. Guys, thanks for watching. Hopefully you've enjoyed the video. We shall see you very soon. Testing some more gear, giving some more tips, and helping you improve your golf. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.